Hi, and thank you for calling and watching or viewing me through your preferred platform. This is a recording of show number 67, TargetedWest.com, and we are a work group with show 67. Today is the 9th of July, 2023. It's 6 p.m. I am not violent or spewing out anything violent. I'm just a man in the middle who gets V2K telepathy and literally have other people in the same situation like myself that get together every Sunday. So I don't know if you're on BitChute or YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or archive.org. You'll be able to watch this call. So today, first we bring up that the sales on my Targeted Trilogy book and other books have increased and up substantially. So I appreciate your buying my books. If you want to find my books, they're on Amazon. Just Google Targeted Trilogy book and you'll find the information there. And you can order it, or you can go to TargetedWest.com and click down on the bottom and see what I have to offer. So first thing, and BitChute traffic is up, I announced on Facebook today, by 50%. So BitChute has gone up substantially. I had many viewers in a week that usually took 2 weeks, so I'd say the statistics say it's up 50%. So that's not bad. So the first thing we're going to talk about was gleaned from the Robert Duncan book, which is How to Tame a Demon. And he mentioned the Skinner box, which is from Dr. B.F. Skinner. And the Skinner box is a behavioral box that you put somebody or an animal in, and you give them a treat, and they respond to either a light or a noise, or they hit a paddle. And if you also have what they call, change the page here, operant conditioning, then you can learn where the learning process where the behaviors are modified, so you get a stimuli either negative or positively. So that's the B.F. Skinner deal. Basically, the V2K telepathy uses a Skinner box as part of the game theory to get you into a game. As a matter of fact, video games have Skinner boxes in them. A good game that's progressive doesn't use Skinner box technology, but video games use Skinner box where you get a reward for moving up different levels. And it's used in marketing and games and all sorts of stuff. And it's used in the V2K telepathy that they use on us, that literally uses a Skinner box, and you get put in one, and they do the negative, NLP with you and see how you react to it, and then they give you a positive reinforcement, see how your body reacts to it, because they have a new level. They don't have the Skinner box to watch and observe you in a box. They can get feedback on how your body reacts to things too, which just B.F. Skinner probably never ever imagined could be done. I put a B.F. Skinner video on TI Book Club 3, which is TI Club 3 actually, on Twitter. And I put one video of B.F. Skinner himself with his pigeons. And then I did one, which is a 1960 video of a child in a baby cage whatever those are called, a bassinet thing, and he's sitting there hitting a button to get treats. So they're using it on a child who was 18 months old in 1960 and filmed it. And basically got him to respond, like I said, to a light at first, then a noise, then a light and a noise, and then he had to hit the lever. And they get pigeons, and Neuralink used that with the monkeys that are hitting the game paddle, that are getting reinforcement with treats every time they do a positive move. So that's a Skinner box. So they put us in a Skinner box, is what Dr. Robert Duncan's talking about in his book, How to Tame a Demon, which is tonight's book club selection. And I think Laura told me that she's read it, and Name in the chat room has read it. And that's where I gleaned that Skinner box from. Next topic on the work group is Roy Ecops has a new website that he started on top of his successful YouTube channel, which is called Targeted Individuals United on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/the @ Targeted Individuals United, and now his website is targetedindividualsunited.com. It's under construction right now, but it will be live, and that'll give you the UK twists on everything. He interviews a lot of people from the US and abroad, and knows a wide variety of people, and has been doing this for many years, over 2 decades. And he had a call today. Unfortunately, I forgot about it. I didn't get to visit him, but he should be commended for that, for moving up and having a website. It makes a big difference to have a website. And definitely something that everybody should have if they're a moderator like he is. So again, that is websites under construction. It's targetedindividualsunited.com, and his YouTube channel you can go to now is youtube.com, and then the @ Targeted Individuals United. That's for Roy Ecops in the UK. If you contact him on Twitter, he'll give you access to his weekly TI Talk call. Next topic, Karen Stewart from the NSA that we interviewed on our call just posted a activist post article about on activist post, basically mentioning V2K and R&M and the state of the government and how they're weaponizing everything against us. And she brings up the V2K, which is unheard of on activist posts, because I keep sending them emails talking about it. So that's a big breakthrough. Karen Stewart is very good about constitutional stuff and stuff that involves the United States and politics involving targeting, and how the intel people think and work against us, and how whistleblowers get treated, because she's a whistleblower like other people are, and they get treated like crap. She didn't get all her benefits or anything. So she's got an article that you must read, and that is at TI Club 3 at Twitter. I posted it there. Plus, you could go to activistpost.com, and her articles got a picture of the FBI with suits on, a camera, a whole bunch of cameras with suits on saying FBI. You can't miss a graphic. Definitely very good. Okay, we have a full house. Everybody's here for the work group. If you're new, we have a monologue by me, and then we open the mic up and you can talk about the Skinner box and other topics. The whistleblower's Twitter account is Karen Stewart is just Karen Stewart on Twitter. Just go to the search and type in Karen Stewart. It'll come up, or Cams56. It'll come up. But the best way to get a hold of her is on go to activistpost.com, and her article's there. You can't miss it. That's your best bet. And go look at some other articles. I'm trying one day to get my writing good enough to be able to go on and write an article there. I go there all the time. It's a daily quest to check out the latest articles. And Karen Stewart is a linguist and is very good with words and really does know how to punch out a message. And I'm so grateful for her for including V2K and RNM into the letter conversation. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Whitey. Hey, Huggy Bear. They're a good crowd. Change the page now. Open mic, which is for show 67. It's the 9th of July again. I'm DJ Chris. I'm in Lodi, of course. So now we go to TI Book Club, which starts at around this time. And this week's book is Dr. Robert Duncan and How to Tame a Demon. It's 95 pages. It's a one-day read. You could handle it. Many of us have read it in the book club. This is this week's read. I reread it. I read it originally a few years ago, around 2016, when I was new at researching, even though I've been targeted since 2002. So I read his book and reread it, and he has a lot of good pointers for people who are being targeted, including the option of using antidepressants, which I do for other reasons, and even mentions something to block the frontal lobe of the brain a little bit if you can, to control things, and which I do. And it looks like I probably heeded everything I read from his book, because it looks like my life switched around in regards to some of his suggestions. He says to ignore the V2K, which is true. They're really not worth listening to. He mentions all sorts of different scenarios, and the book is basically question and answer. You know, why have I been targeted? Who is doing this? He goes over every scenario. It's a good book. It's inexpensive. It's on Kindle. Hold on a moment. And this is this week's book club. Now, if you want to join the book club and you're watching this video, to join the book club, you go to bookclubs.com/TI-book-club/join/ and you can join the quickly growing book club that now has Tranquility as our co-librarian. So we have 2 librarians in this ever-growing book club that's at 60 people. And when most book clubs poop out, ours is thriving, surviving, and expanding. 2 people as librarians. New books almost every week. I just bought a book today about end times that was recommended by Frank Allen's newsletter, and Tranquility mentioned it. So I purchased that and added it to the book club today. It's in our current read section. I haven't read it yet, but we do take suggestions, and we glean a lot of book ideas from various places. including newsletters and conference calls and videos on YouTube and recommendations on book sites. So we do a real good job of keeping the book club current, and we've not lost a member at all. Everybody's held on, which is pretty darn good. And we're at 57 right now, and probably up to 60 soon. And that's pretty good. That's a good amount of people. That's literally 2 classrooms full of people. And when you join the book club, you can recommend books, add books, send emails and messages to talk about books. There's messages every day in the book club and book movement, and I read the book and then I talk about it a little bit. And that's about it. So that's our TI book club, which on Twitter is pound or hashtag TI book club. And that's How to Tame a Demon by Robert Duncan. And again, I know Name has read it, and matter of fact, she reread some of it today so that she's current. Name is my co-producer of the call since last year, since the beginning. She's always here to check the audio and make sure the video and everything works and all the levels are okay. So we can talk about the book club during open mic, which is coming right up. Don't wait, don't leave. You can get on the mic in just a moment, so don't walk away. The monologue's ending soon. Just a note that Twitter is bipolar, wouldn't allow BitChute videos and then changed its mind. So if you're watching us on BitChute and you went through Twitter, thank them for changing their mind, because that is just ridiculous. There's nothing really wrong about BitChute. It does have some strange, controversial content, but mine is not, so it shouldn't be deemed. TargetedWest is now on Facebook. In case you want to contact me, just TargetedWest. And then again, we talked about operant conditioning, which was part of the Skinner box, which is our main topic. And we're going to switch. Okay, you're on open mic, and next week we're going to be talking about what is a Manchurian candidate. That's show 68. I don't know when the date is. 7 days from the 9th. It'll be the 16th, I think. Anyway, that'll be Manchurian candidates. I'm going to put this away because the cats will eat it. I have kittens.
What's that date again?
Just meet me next Sunday, same channel. I think it's the 15th. Is it next Sunday the 15th? I'm sure it is.
Oh, is that's the topic for next week?
Yeah, Manchurian candidates is a topic for next week. That is correct.
Yeah, I know a lot about that, because I think
good. You can come back and talk to us about it. That would be great.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Frank Sinatra movie about the Manchurian candidate, or the Denzel Washington version?
I saw the Denzel version.
Well, I watched the Sinatra version, and it's just pretty much the same, but, that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they show you. They show you how it all works, and it's scary. And you just don't know that everything walking around is not human. Once you find that out, it's shocking, because I was so asleep. And then just 3 years ago, it's just everything attacked me.
Well, I'm glad you're on the call. Did you want to give your first name or an anonymous name and introduce yourself?
Yeah, not yet.
Well, new caller, hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, there's a lot that goes with obviously waking up. People say they're woke and all this other stuff, but once you realize, it's the shock of your entire life. Once you realize that everything you're interacting with is not human, and there's been robots around you your entire fucking life. You have no idea. You have no idea. And or at some point I made it through the mirror, because right there's a mirror, right? There's a mirrored universe where it's all robots. As I said earlier, there's a universe where that somehow I got plopped into, somehow, where Hitler won, right? Where there's it's all robots, it's all controlled, there's a Skynet, all this other stuff, right? So you find that out and you get thrown into that. But it's kind of still connected, so it's kind of weird. You can flop back and forth. So, but the shock of all was finding out that everything that you're interacting with isn't human, and I might not even be human. I might be actually reptilian, version of reptilian, even though I was born in a hospital. But a lot of things walking around are just creations of whatever God, like Allah.
Well, it could be possible that because we come from the ocean, that we are based on reptiles, and there is a reptilian mind in us. So I've never discounted that, and that the fact that we're mostly human now, but some of us are cold and act like reptiles. So it could be, true too.
Yeah, there's a lot roaming around. I'll just say that. It's hard to process. It takes a while to get used to, especially when it just happens so quickly, and you live my entire life thinking the exact opposite. So,
well, welcome to the call. Anybody want to speak? It's open mic. Come on in. Skinner box is the topic.
Hi.
Would you let them put your kid in a Skinner box?
No way. This is Ann from St. Louis.
Hello, Ann in St. Louis. Come on in.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Oh, excellent. Okay. No, I would not let anything like that go on at all. No, and no. My name is Ann. I'm 50 years old. Your B2K warrior from St. Louis, Missouri. I'd like to take this time to welcome any and all new callers to our program tonight. We're glad that you could make it here. You're going to learn a lot, and I hope you'll find much comfort and camaraderie as you enter our program tonight. Listen, and next week's going to be July 16. So, halfway through this month already. But I want to congratulate you, DJ Chris, on your books. That is so wonderful. I'm glad to hear that your sales are increasing. And also congrats on being on Facebook. That is wonderful. So we are coming right along here.
I waited for Facebook when Twitter failed me, so it was my backup plan.
Okay.
Twitter still works, but they're bipolar and change their now Twitter's horrible. So Facebook's going to be horrible, but at least I have two horribles making okay.
Yeah. But this would be a good time for me to give my contact information, because I don't think I've given it in a while.
No, you haven't. This will be on the recording too, so go ahead and give that information out.
Okay, quick disclaimer. This is not my actual number, because I know what a lot of people are thinking. What are you doing, giving out your number like that for? You guys, you can get a burner number. We've got to be able to make contacts as targeted individuals. A lot of us are entrepreneurs. That's why we're targeted. We're creative. We need to make connections. All right. You may call or text me anytime. Please don't worry about it being too early or too late, because I have it on Do Not Disturb, and I check it often. I have been a targeted individual my entire life, all of my 50 years. I'm originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and that right there should tell you, military. And I moved here to St. Louis 9 years ago this past April. And I believe I was placed in the program for two reasons. due to the fact I was born with a congenital genetic vision impairment called retinitis pigmentosa, and also the fact that we didn't have a lot of money or education in the family. So I expect they probably were tricked into that, them being my family. They were tricked into signing something to get benefits, and they, you know how they can trick people. It's like, well, you know, if you don't sign this, then you're going to have to figure out a way to pay these hospital bills yourself. So sign here, you know, very coercive. So possibly might be part of MK Ultra. What surprised me, but I have 24/7 V2K that never shuts up. So I'm dealing with that. And I have the visual effects of V2K. Now, we talk a lot about the sounds that it makes and the tinnitus and the talking and the chatterbox, but I also have a light that never goes off. I close my eyes and I still see that very brilliant light. I've had that since I was born with V2K, but of course the technology back then in '73 wasn't as sophisticated as it is now, of course, but I've had this light since 2007 when I really started to lose my vision. And the eye doctors told me, well, it's photopsia and your mind is playing tricks on you. And you want to be able to see again, and that's why your mind has created a light. I had one eye doctor basically tell me to my face that I was crazy. It's no wonder she got only 2 stars when I read her rating online. So it's like a window, and I was told by my handlers that I'm going to have to see this window for the rest of my life. So, that's might tie in a little bit, Chris, with conditioning and that. Now, when I was in my early elementary years, we went to all kinds of different doctors about my vision. And I had to take this one test where I had to use what vision I had to train my eyes on this television. I was sat in front of a TV. I had a lot of wires glued to my head. And I'm wondering if I might have received the V2K that way, just all the different ways, or what they were trying to do. And I remember just seeing a lot of different colors and some movement on the TV screen, and I had to report what I saw there, not knowing at the time it was part of a horrendous experiment, because I didn't have anybody to stand up for me and say, no, you are not going to do this to my daughter. I don't know how much radiation I received or what damage that could have done to my vision, because they caused me to lose my eyesight prematurely. Because I could see actually pretty decent at one time, but some parts of the screen lit up. Other areas was like a flashing that I could see. Some of it was different colors. And then I had to take I'm not sure what they call that, just like it looked like a large spoon, and you hold it over they had to have me do my right eye first, and then they moved the icons along the screen. The screen, I don't think was very much bigger than maybe like a 13-inch screen. It wasn't very large at all. And then I had me move the plastic cover to my other eye, and then we went through the same sequence. So what would you all think about that? Do you think that could have been some kind of sophisticated Skinner-based? It was done in a neurologist's office, so.
it's possible they made you blind, but the Skinner box wouldn't be involved in that. That would be part of the conditioning of you afterwards, maybe.
Strange. I don't know what the colors. I guess to see how I was able to see colors. I was actually able to see them at one time, but not blue and green because the rods and cones in my eyes didn't develop properly, and that's common for retinitis pigmentosa. You have trouble differentiating between blue and green. But when I give my number, it's 314 325 2394. I'll give it one more time. 314 325 2394. I've been living in a hotel for the last 14 and a half weeks because I was dealing with housing discrimination. I know that's part of the asset stripping and just the overall programming in general. Well, they're trying to force out as many disabled and elderly tenants as they possibly can. So that's what happened to me. So if anybody wants to talk about what it's like to be homeless and blind, or have B2K and be blind, or have general questions about blindness, or just needs a sympathetic ear that's willing to listen, and somebody that cares for the community, you're more than welcome to call or text anytime. I'm here. I thought everybody's been in my thoughts during the week, especially as we were going through the holiday, so-called holidays. So hope yours was trouble-free and enjoyable. Mine was busy and just took it day by day, and that's about it. I'm glad that you're on Facebook. I have a couple of books that I've kept over the years in a list that I might pass on to you on your Facebook page, if that's okay, Chris.
That would be great. Thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. So this is Ann, your V2K warrior that refuses to back down. All the best.
All the best to you, too. Anybody want to talk? It's open mic. Katie, are you there? I see your camera's on. She's just waving. She's just waving. She ain't talking.
Okay.
You're muted.
Back.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
It's a bit noisy.
I hear you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody on Video Land. Katie.
It's a little noisy in here, so I apologize. I am in the Creole Creamery, which is the local ice cream shop that's in a real pretty area of New Orleans. And so I rode the streetcar down here like I did last week, and I stopped because there was a car following the streetcar with no license plate. So I thought, well, we need to get off. So I waited for a little bit, and then I walked down the street and came here. So I waited like I was going to return to the streetcar and go back the opposite way. And as soon as the streetcar came, I walked off. So I found this fabulous little local ice cream shop that everybody's in love with. So I'm having homemade ice cream. It's blueberry and chocolate is what I do. Blueberry pie, and they make them all here. And then it's some kind of chocolate.
Wow.
So
everybody needs their chocolate. Everybody's good. I'm glad you're here, Katie.
Well, I am too. And I'm sorry I didn't get your video to you. I tried to do one today, but it was so somber. I didn't feel like I should send it to you. The last couple of days have been incredibly cruel. And my nearest friend, this is how this network works on us. as you know, so many of us say, please don't share your experience to me because it happened to me when you're talking to a friend on the phone that's a target. And we know that's the network like they'll mimic. If you're having your legs burning, their legs will burn. Or if your hair's being burned, their hair burns. Well, what's happened this week, 2 days ago, I got trapped. And they tried to confine me to one block on Charter Street, which is in the French Quarter. And I couldn't move for like 2 hours. I was trapped every which way because my nearest friend and I were going to have what's called is a walkway cell instead of a sidewalk. We have these little walkways in the French Quarter in between the buildings. Well, she didn't tell me it was Sunday, so she left me not on purpose. It's just the way the miscommunication was between us that it was going to be on Saturday and she needed help setting up. So we went and we ran our errands. And then I said, I'm going to run up to my place, get some stuff to sell. I'll be back in 10 minutes. She said, great, I'm getting in the shower, and I'll be out by then. I said, perfect. So I come back and her door's locked. My handbag is in her apartment. Everything's in there. I can't leave because my perps can break into her apartment. So I have to sit there for hours on hours waiting for her to come back. She didn't realize my bag was there. So she left, not worried about a thing. I know this is a long story, and I apologize that I'm having to give you so much background. So I'm trapped on Charlotte, getting brutally, heavily attacked like I did in the UK when I almost died, when they were attacking my brain and my heart. They were doing the same thing, and what was happening was the way that the military drones go in a figure eight and they sweep from the blocks and around the houses, they actually hit a tree in Jackson Square where all the tourists go. It's been there for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. They split it. It fell, and it fell onto a teenager, and he almost died. So that was not random. It's because the intensity of the megahertz and everything with the direct energy weaponry response. So my best friend came back, and I had to leave, or I would not be standing today. I had to, and I told her, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to go to work. And I gave her a silly excuse, and her feelings were hurt. But right then, I needed to save my life and move away from there and get to a whole different environment. So I went to work and worked at the store because my boss was shorthanded. It helped me greatly to move. So whenever you're getting heavily attacked, I always remember to move. Get away, leave the house, leave wherever you are as quickly as you can, because it will break your megahertz and the direct energy weaponry on you. So it helped me. What happened was her husband is now dead. Because of the way that our network works, they use our closest friends' phones. As you know, many of us, the phones are integral into how they attack us with the drones and the satellites and the Wi-Fi that's on us. Yes, it all happened because my perps were going bonkers. How cool is that? And this is like the fourth person that passed away so that the intensity could go up on me. So they use people we know to pass away. And it's heartbreaking. So I was going to do a video showing how direct energy weaponry hits a tree and how it made it fall so you could recognize it. And I just thought it was so somber I couldn't send it to you today. So that's where I am.
Yeah, send me, think of something else to send me then, please.
Yeah, no, please have people say they want to hear about vitamins, they want to see New Orleans, they want to something, and I will talk about it. So give me a little guidance, guys, and I will do it.
No worries. Now, what do you want to call your show? We talked about now Katie's World. Now, Katie will know it all. Katie tells it all, right?
Yeah, tell it all, Katie.
Tell it all, Katie. You got it.
What do you think?
I think
that's
it's a
pretty
deal.
much what I do. I tell it all without. I don't say a word for ask, and then I tell it all, don't I? Yeah. So I'm going to let some other people talk because it's gotten a little loud in here, and I'm going to listen to y'all because I know that the background is probably bothersome. So I'm going to turn
Yeah,
my
it's
microphone off.
probably annoying some people. Yeah, so go ahead and mute, and we'll see if someone else
Okay, I'm
would
going
come up
to
with
mute
a mic.
and listen to y'all. And then when it gets quiet,
Okay.
I'll come back in.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Okay, bye.
It's open mic. Come on in if you want to talk. There's a lot of people here. First time, come on in. It's open mic. Well, you can talk. Anybody want to talk? Come on in.
I was going to bring something about cable. Cable television and those wires, they transfer demons. So those demons come through where I'm at. Those demons come through the cable lines, and they interact with you on the screen, and they terraform your house, your neighborhoods. It's crazy. I don't know if anyone's ever experienced or knows where they're if they're getting demonically attacked, knows where it's coming from. If they don't know, it's most likely cable. And where I'm at, Verizon.
What if you don't have cable?
Well, it's probably coming in through the power grid then, because when Russia attacked or somebody attacked the power grid, I think it was like 2016, 2017. A lot of the Zion is obviously matrix-like and robotic. A lot of those demons went through the power grid. So it's like Cybertron. So Cybertron exists. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble. Cybertron exists. It's always existed. It's existed for a while, but hidden. So those demons, if Autobots are supposedly good and Decepticons are supposedly bad. So those Decepticons, they come through the wires. And it sounds crazy. They come through the wires and they terraform a house, and they know how to. They're control gridding the spiritual realm. Satan is using technology to control grid the spiritual realm.
I have no wires in my car.
What's that?
I have no wires in my car.
No wires?
I mean, connected to my phone. No. So if they can't be coming, I know, because I see them, it's boots on the ground.
Right.
But in your case, maybe they come through the wires. In my case, it's people.
But it also depends on where you're at too, like, because there's two. If you get thrown into that mirror world, that's where that's where these all these demons and these creatures are. And so one person can have a different experience than somebody else because they're in it just all of a sudden I just got thrown into the vampire world, the spiritual realm, just all of a sudden, 2019, just like that. And what they did before that, these people that attacked me, whatever they are, Masons, I think they're Freemasons that did it. They like to tell you what they're doing before they do it. So they changed the call boxes at my apartment complex on 6/6, right? I have so much of this stuff on what they did to me. They like leaving clues. So on 6/6, 2019, they changed the call boxes, and then a few days later, I ended up in the vampire realm. So they changed the call box in my apartment complex, which then switched the dimensions of the apartment complex, and that's how I ended up in the spiritual realm. And I think pay attention to movies. Movies are actually real. Most movies talk about the adjacent universe that you could suddenly get thrown into if you're not careful. And careful, really, honestly, really be careful who you work for, because that's the only reason why I got thrown into where I was, because this company was a bunch of Satanists, and I had no idea. So I'm rambling, but that's my it's my 2 cents.
Well, thank you for your input. Anybody want to talk to this, our new friend that doesn't have a name yet? Come on in. Or does anybody have a new comment or a topic?
It's Nigel, by the way. I'll just throw that in.
Okay, Nigel. Yeah, anybody want to talk to Nigel? Come on in. He's new.
Well, Nigel, I don't agree with any of it, man. But I can't prove it's not happening. But that's my opinion.
That's good. Actually, that's good. Keep it there because you do not want to know what you do not want to know. Right now. That's good. That means everything you're doing is right. Don't piss anybody off. Keep your job. Keep your buddy. I mean, it's a crazy world.
All in your head, man.
No, because they
making
said
it more complicated than it really is.
I can show you videos of it. Do you want to see? There's a guy on YouTube called I Am Truther. You should go to that and look at gang stalking and projections, matrix projections. It's like a 30-minute video. It's like it's undeniable. You can't deny it. And this is what that world does. When you watch it, you'll be like, wow.
I've watched a lot of videos, and I've heard a lot of information, and I've had to decipher it all for myself so I could get my life back together. That's what I'm doing right now. So, actually, I haven't done any research in a long time. I'm just kind of trying to
Exactly. You're doing exactly.
Keep it going, you know. I don't want to psych myself out, make it more complex than it is.
Amen. That's the thing is they get you to research all the time, and you have no life. You have to have a life.
What they do is, and I know what you're saying. You're right. Because once they put you when they put you in that matrix, right? In the matrix, and they put those artificial intelligent things on top of the planetary layer for the environment that the target's in. They it's whatever you think. It's a game you're playing with a supercomputer. It's like the war games computer. So it will update per whatever you think, and that's what it's been doing. And like the more I find out, the more it updates, and then it changes the reality. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. All you got to do is just forget about it, right? Forget about everything that you've been shown that they throw at me. And I didn't ask for it. Even when I backed off, they go out of their way. These things go out of their way to show me stuff to attack me. So it's like there's like no getting around it. It's like they show you it, right? You don't want to be shown it. You don't do anything, but they so when I act out on it, when I go off on my Twitter or whatever, it's because they're attacking me. It's not because I'm trying to ignore them, right? But again, they come through the TV, they send subliminals through the TV. They're always bother me. The impulses, the left-right impulses in my body, they're always bothering me. So with that, they're always trying to get me to act out. So with that's when I learned more, and it just stays there. I was like, I want to forget about it, but I want to kind of know how it works. And then I eventually got to the point to where I know how it all works. I know where it starts. It starts with with the cable companies and 5G, just like people have been saying. But you don't see it unless you're thrown into that. It's invisible unless you're thrown into that.
Right, and my grandmother had this happen, and there was no cable or 5G back then.
Exactly, and that's the most confusing part.
I think it's through the electricity back then, maybe.
Yeah, like poltergeist. So maybe it starts with poltergeist, and then it transformed into the cable wires as well. But
they'll weaponize any technology. I mean, cable, satellite. It's all weaponized for the asymmetrical war they like to do to us. And you're right, it is a hyper game using quantum supercomputers, and everything is robotic now. Everything's AI driven. Decisions are made. People sit in their office all day and wait for an AI to make a decision about a normal business transaction. They have no control over everything's written down on a screen, just like my B2K says. Well, it says it on the screen. And who made the screen? A robot? The answer is yes, it's possible now.
But how did they combine? See, with the parts, I understood that it kept getting confusing. So, how do they combine the spiritual realm with the robotic realm? And what Satan's trying to do, what Satan did, is he mimicked using artificial intelligence (AI). He's mimicking the spiritual realm, because the spiritual realm, everything works pretty fast, right? Same thing with AI. So they're trying to. And where they have me now, they're mimicking the spiritual realm. You go back and forth, and it's just games.
Nigel,
Yep.
can I have your contact information, please?
Sure. Who said that?
Angelica.
And Angelica was asking, it's a cool call. You can share information or emails if you want.
Yeah, can I get your contact information, please?
Yeah, let me find you here and send it to you.
What?
Is that your screen name?
Pardon?
Is that your screen name?
Screen name?
Yeah, I'm trying to look you up so I can send you the message.
Oh, okay. You can look me up on Facebook under Angelica Wellington.
I'll look you up too. I'm on Facebook.
Actually, they did offer me to look at your friendship. It was under DJ
DJ Chris, yeah.
No, it was something else.
Oh, that's not me then. TargetedWest?
I think it was you. Maybe it was DJ Chris. And then they wouldn't. Then they took it off the screen and they wouldn't let me friend you.
Oh man, yeah. I go and look me up TargetedWest.
Took you off the, TI events. They took your number off the. It's not in the queue for me.
Yeah, 'cause it's still there. I know my call's there, but that's weird. Yeah, it's strange. The TI events. I can't find TI events. I can't find TI events on Bing. I can't find TI events at all. I have to type it in directly. So they're playing games with us.
Oh, okay. So just don't take it personally.
Yeah, mine says Texas Instruments. Like every website up to the page 5 is all Texas Instruments when I go put in TI events. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have to tell her about that. I have to mention that to her. It's really weird. They're blocking it on Bing. That means you made it when you get blocked. That means she's hit a nerve. Yay.
I've been shadow banned 100 levels deep. There's levels of shadow banning, and I've been shadow banned to the lowest.
This one's major because she's just a regular domain name, so they're really messing with us. But if you go to presearch.com or other places, you can find TI events, or just type in tievents.org directly onto your URL line.
Also, Mozilla allows you to check, Firefox allows you to check, get to TI events too. So you just change the browser.
Very good. Thank you for that. We have 7 more minutes left in the call or the recording, and then an hour left of open mic. If you're watching me on YouTube or BitChute or archive.org, Facebook, or Twitter, thank you for watching me. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it.
Did anyone check out that YouTube video that I sent? It's on gang stalking. It's 100% proof of what I go through at a exponential level, but that's what people go through. That's what they can't prove. So what that guy proved, people can't prove. Usually you see videos of targets, they say, look at this car, it's stalking me. Look at this person, they're stalking me. This guy, he had a hidden camera. They didn't know what he was doing. And when he was recording the whole thing, he put it all together. He's like an auditor or something. So it's it shows exactly how they do their stalking operations.
Yeah, I see your video in the call. I can't look at it now, but people in the chat can check it out.
It shows up things.
Since we're recommending videos, I recommend this. There's a video showing on Quora. I saw it once and then it disappeared, but it was a gang stalker who was an ex-gang stalker talking about his participation in the program and sort of validating all the things that he did.
What site is that on, may I ask?
Quora, Quora.
Okay, I'll have people, if they're on the video watching this, they can check that out.
I think the name of that particular video comes on this guy from Ontario called Targeted but Not Broken. I think that's his site. Anyway, so excellent video. He's confesses everything, and he links Amazon and the company he worked for, the gang stalking company SIS. It's Seattle Information.
Oh, you're talking about Brian Cofton? Yes, we're aware of him.
Apparently, he's disappeared. They can't find him. That's what it said in the video. I don't know.
He's not here. I don't have him here. He's definitely not anywhere around.
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you. Thanks.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. The security industry specialist, and I think they're in Seattle or Oregon, one of the two.
Yeah, and Brian Cofton said that Amazon was doing stuff to the homeless, targeting them for sure.
Yep, he's seen that one. Yep.
Me too. 4 more minutes of the call, and then I shut the recording off. Any last-minute comments?
Hey, DJ Chris, it's Steve in New Orleans.
Hello, Steve in New Orleans. You got any messages or updates or anything to share?
Yeah, I'm want to say I'm a co-host with the Chief on Wednesday, and just honored to kind of pick up the show after he leaves after about an hour or so. And so I took your advice, and I'm attempting the moderator business for a little while, and just want to let you know.
Well, I think you should. You've got the voice for it, and the Chief is a nice guy. I've known the Chief.
Oh, yeah, he's cool.
I've known him since 2016. I met him through Romola D, so I've talked to him, and I was a police cadet myself and worked for the police department and the fire department, so that's how we bonded. So you did good. I'm glad you did that. You've got the radio voice.
Oh, thank you. He's a cool cat, and I enjoy working with him. And
okay, so anybody want to know? This is Chief Jones' call on TI events on Wednesdays, and Steve is co-hosting.
Yeah, he's the boss. I'm just filling in at the end. He's a great guy. But appreciate your show, and talk to you later. Thank you. I'll listen.
Thank you, Steve. And that's TI Help Now, which is on Wednesdays. You can check that out at tievents.org and click and join. I can't remember the ID, but it's all there. You can't miss it. Anyway, we have 2 more minutes left on the call. Any last minute word? Come on in. Any announcements?
Hi, DJ Chris. It's Eileen from New Jersey. Recently moved to Florida.
Hello. Come on in. We got 1 more minute left of the recording, and then, of course, we can continue talking afterwards.
I just wanted to let you know that I got a new cell phone. I had Verizon. I switched to AT&T. And the AT&T rep that told me that about a month ago, the military and the first responders and police department launched a contract with AT&T. They switched from Verizon. So I don't know if that gives them any leverage over the, depending on the carrier that they're with. But I figured the community should know about that.
That's a good item to add to the recording. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and shut the recording off. Thank you for watching the video. We'll see you next week on Sunday for another show on your favorite platform. Thank you.